Hi guys, it's Maya. Welcome or welcome back. So the lore behind this week's video is that I was up at like 2 a.m. doom scrolling on TikTok, as one does, and I realized that every other video that I was watching was someone updating their reading journal for 2024, and I was like, well, this looks like it's a sign, and it also looks very therapeutic and kind of like a creative outlet. So I was like, you know what? This is my sign. I should start one. So I did some damage. The first store I went to was Joann's, and I was hoping that they would have two of the items that I needed, but they ended up having only one of them, and that was the markers. So then I did a little Google search, and I found out that Michael's, the other craft store near me, has the item. So I was like, let's go there and let's go buy it. So I did, and that's what brings us to right now. So the items that I bought these like Crayola super tips. It has a bunch of fun different colors that I could choose from, and honestly I don't really need like 50. They did have a 50 pack, and I was like, you know what, this would be fun in another life, not in this one pack. This was like maybe $8, pretty good for 20 markers, I feel like. And over at Michael's I got the bullet journal, the most important part. And this one's like a light pink, and it kind of has like a metallic finish to it. I was debating between the blank page one, the lined paged, and the dotted one, and I ended up choosing the dotted one because it's kind of like I think it's a good medium. I feel like. Before we begin, I need to address the two bumps in the roads, and that would be one, I don't really excel in the artistic field, so we'll see how that turns out. And the second bump in the road is that normally people start their book journals at the beginning of the year. I would like to remind you that it's almost July when I'm filming this, but you know, it's fun to break the rules sometimes, right? I've definitely looked up some inspiration on both TikTok and Pinterest just to open up my mind and get my creative juices flowing, if you will. I have lightly, planned out what each page is going to be. The only thing I have to do is just draw it and simultaneously make it aesthetically pleasing. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully it turns out really cute, and hopefully I end up liking it. Hello guys, so it has been a couple of days since I last updated my reading journal, only because our printer ran out of ink. So we waited for the ink to arrive, and it finally did, and now we can print stuff. So earlier today I printed out all the books that I read and want to read and stuff for like the challenges and to update my journal for the month of July. I'll do like a whole flip through of everything, but so far I have everything up until July, the first two books that I read in July. I'm gonna go update this. Come along with me. kind of finished everything. I added in the 2 books that I finished in the month of July, and I put their star rating and the title, author, and genre. This always happens to me. Every time I try to film something, I'm always like out of storage. The card is full. The battery's about to die. Like, it's just, I'm over it at this point. Filming on the phone. Sorry if the quality is bad. Sorry if you could see this thing. I don't even know how it looks like. I'm filming on the back camera. But anyways, the camera is not working. I don't know how much it captured before it cut out because it was too full, but so I'm just gonna continue on the phone. Let's do the book bingo. I'm excited for that. This is the little bingo card that I have. I think I have most of these, but we'll see. I haven't really looked into it. Starting off with the top left, I have novella there. I have read a novella. I read Better Than the Prom by Lynn Painter. Next up is Read in One Day. Like, I don't know if I'm like bending the rules for my benefit for this, so I think I'm just gonna skip over that. Next is fantasy. I'm not really a fantasy girly, but I want to be a fantasy girly so bad. I definitely want to read that ACOTAR series. I know that has been getting a lot of hype lately, so hopefully I can get my hands on that. Next, a green cover. There's Nora Goes Off Script, but that's like green mixture of like green, pink, yellow, and orange. I'm not gonna count that. Next up is 300 pages, and that completes the first row. I'm sure I've read a lot of books this year that are over 300 pages, but the one that comes to mind is The Hotel Nantucket by Ellen Hildebrand. The second row is DNF. I have not DNF'd anything. I mean, I've definitely DNF'd stuff in the past, but as of 2024, I have not yet. Next up is Made Me Cry. I can think of a handful of books that have made me cry. One of them being Happy Place. I remember ugly crying because of that one. I also cry from excitement as well, so I don't know if that counts. Next one up is Finish a Series. I have not finished a series, but I have started a lot of series. Next up is Read a Classic. I have not read a classic willingly. I have read stuff in like high school, but I don't want to count that because it wasn't for enjoyment. It was just because I had to complete an assignment. I have Pride and Prejudice and Emma, so that's really exciting. So to answer the question, no, I have not read a classic. Next up is thriller. At the beginning of the year, I read Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. Next one, new author to me. I've read so many new authors this year, especially Riley Sager, Emma Miller, Rachel Lynn Solomon, Lynn Painter, Tess Sharp. I have read a lot of new authors, and those authors are great. Next up is nonfiction. I'm just gonna go right off the bat and say I have not read a nonfiction this year. Next is a free space, one-word title. I have read the book After. I actually reread it. I got that book in like 2020. Next one, yellow cover. Better Than the Movies for sure. And The Love Wager, I don't know if that's kind of like an orange yellow, I don't know. Oh, and Beach Read. Ooh, if I read a nonfiction, I might get a bingo. Next up, From My Shelf. Did I read any from my shelf? Well, After, I read that. That was a reread, so does that count? Next up, blue cover. Funny Story by Emily Henry. Next up is reread. I'm gonna go color in After for that because I did reread that book. Next up is Made Me Laugh. The first thing that comes to mind was The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. Next up, LGBTQ main character. The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. That book has, I think the main character, Nora, I think she's bisexual. So the last row on the bottom, Enemies to Lovers. We all know that genre is right up my alley. Next one, From a Friend. I have one book in mind. It's called The Waves Take You Home. That book is from a family friend. A family friend has lent it to me. I actually downloaded it on my iPad, so I've been reading it on there. Last row, third column, new release. I can think of a couple, past, present, future. I am currently reading that one. Funny Story, that was like from April. Last row, fourth column, 5-star read. Definitely Happy Place. If you watch my June wrap-up video, you definitely know that that is very high on my list. Last but not least is historical fiction. Have not read anything. I mean, if you count like Daisy Jones on the Six and Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I have read that, but not in 2024, unfortunately, or else I would have had a double bingo, which would have been great. So this is how the book bingo thing is going. I think for the sake of this video and for any time I update this, I'm gonna do full blackout. I'm gonna still think about this. We're gonna see. I think I'm gonna put like all the tropes and stuff here somewhere, organize it fun, and then probably put my thoughts on it, or maybe do a little graphic of the stars in number form. I don't know. We're gonna see, but definitely we're gonna fill up the space. I have to map it out first before I make it permanent. So that's my update for now. Tomorrow I'll definitely plan out this, and then I'll do a whole flip through of the whole journal so far. Hello guys, it has been a couple of days since my last update, but I'm here to tell you all the news about what the heck is going on with this reading journal. So I think the last time I spoke was when I was indecisive about what I wanted to do with the empty space on the pages with the book title and the star templates and the genre template thingy that I had glued into the page. Long story short, I decided to do exactly that, and I filled in everything to the best of my ability and from what I remember off the top of my memory. For example, for Happy Place, I put found family, second chance romance, 2 timelines, fake engagement, forced proximity, fake dating, friendship, miscommunication, college to real world, and summer. So these are the tropes that are found in the book, when the book takes place and all that stuff. So I still don't know what the heck I'm gonna put here though, so we'll see. It took me a while to decide what I actually wanted to do with the empty space here, and to decide again what I want to do with the extra empty space, well, that's just gonna be difficult. Another thing I wanted to update you guys on was that at the start of this video, I was like, oh, what's gonna happen? I'm starting this reading journal in June, and the journal is gonna contain half the books I read in the, like, it's just a mess. But I thought that it would be best to, instead of just starting at June, I started in January as every person would do. And if someone asks, it's our secret, guys, so. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly flip through. So for January, I have mirror balls because, well, yeah, January to me is very Taylor Swift coded. So yes, I have disco balls here. Just make sure I managed to watercolor this. So look at it from afar because up close it's really bad. Maybe even squint your eyes. But yeah, so this is January. I told you I'm not like artistically inclined. This is just as great as it's gonna get. But I think the illusion works if it's really far. So that's what that is. Here's March, which I think is my favorite spread so far. So I watercolored some of the spreads in here. Some of them I did in all marker, some of them I did in colored pencil, whatever, but this one is my favorite. This one was done mostly in watercolor, and then there's like mixtures of pen and the Crayola markers. I did these in markers. Yeah, just moving on. Next we have June. June is another one of my favorites. I think strawberries so far are like my signature thing that I do with watercolor. I made cards for everyone and they had like a little pun on them, like very great to meet you, or very sad to leave you, or something. Yeah, June and March are my favorite so far. I love the strawberries. I added a few more challenges other than the bingo. I have like an alphabet challenge, I think a series tracker. Yeah, so I'm super excited to fill that out. I've been holding back filling it out because I want to get it on video. And now that the camera's finally charged, we can do that. I'm gonna go color in and outline the tropes thing for each book, and yeah, here we go. Hello guys, update. So it's the next day and I'm making a couple of finishing touches to my completed book journal. All I have to do is just, I think, fill out this according to their star rating. Alright, I'm filming here, dual camera moment. So here we go. Red would be 1 star, orange would be 2 stars, yellow would be 3, blue would be 4, and purple would be 5. I also wanted to mention that if I gave the book like a half star, like a 3.5 star, it'll just be a 3. Alright, here we go. So, the first book that I read from 2024 is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I gave that a 3.5 star. So, it's just gonna be a 3. The next book that I read was A List of Things. I also gave that a 3.5 star. So here we're just gonna color get that in. Then after, I genuinely don't know what to rate that. The books are definitely better than the movie, for sure. And it's kind of like my comfort series. It's not like a 5-star read, but definitely like a 3. The third book is a 3-star. February, I also read After We Collided. It's like the same story, so I will give it 3 stars. Fourth book is a 3rd star. Look at this. Today, Tonight, Tomorrow, I gave that a total of 4 stars. We're going to switch colors here. And it's fun that Today, Tonight, Tomorrow is a blue book, so surely coincidental, if you ask me. Or not, I don't know. Then I read Better Than the Movie, which I gave a 5-star because that book had me so giddy and up at like ungodly hours because I was so excited to see how everything unfolded. First 5-star of the shelf. Okay. Next is The Girls I've Been. I gave that a 3.5. The Love Wager, I gave a 4-star. Happy Place, my second 5-star read of the year. Next I read The Fury and Nora Goes Off Script. I gave The Fury 3 stars and Nora Goes Off Script 4 stars. After that, I read Funny Story and I gave that a 4.5 stars. Water Under the Bridge, which I gave a 3.5 stars to, and The Hotel Nantucket, which I gave a 4.5 stars to. 4 stars, Hotel Nantucket. Just for the Summer and Beach Read, which I both gave 4 stars to. And so far, that completes all the books that I read. Now, time for a kind of completed flip through. that's it for this week's video. Hope you guys enjoyed my little journey on making my very first reading journal. This video took longer than I expected. A lot of work and time went into it, although it might not look like it in some parts. But I swear, I started filming this video I think in June, and it's now August, and it took me so long to do this. But yeah, I'm happy that it's finally done. I know that there are a couple of blank pages, like this one, the 2024, this page next to my new authors page. This page is going to be inspired by the Spotify Wrapped, so by the end of the year I will fill this out, like the number of genres that I've read, the number of pages, the number of books I read, you know, all that stuff. So that is pending. And yeah, as well as this, have not finished that yet, but I will update this reading journal throughout the year, monthly, just like my monthly wrap-ups. I hope you guys enjoyed following me on this really fun journey. Let me know if you're gonna make your own reading journal. This was super fun to make, and yeah, I can't wait to update this in the future, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!